me start recording. And Dr. Top, that's it. Go away. Okay. So first of all, what is the calculated field? Right? Like we have discussed last time, in a business object or in Workday, you have two types of fields. That is, one is Workday delivered field, and the other one is the calculated fields. Workday delivered fields are delivered by Workday for all the clients, for all the Workday environments. Right? So you'll probably see the same Workday delivered fields across every client. Some delivered fields name convention might change depending on how different clients override it. But other than that, you would see every Workday delivered field is the same across all clients. But whereas calculated fields are built on top of Workday delivered fields. That means a calculated field is built on top of a Workday delivered field, and to do a transformation of that Workday delivered field or create a condition on top of that Workday delivered field, right, or extract other sets of information from that Workday delivered field. That's why we create calculated fields. Right. So let's open our report real quick. This is our report, I believe. We have here on this. No, not this. Anyways, let's just create one. So you'll have a copy of it. You can look into this report as well. I would say the GK -3 calculated report. Launched, all active. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is recording it. Yeah. Okay. So you have your, let's pick our employee ID. Just wait a couple of fields before we start filling the calculation. Pick legal worker object. Status, the true or false. Then we'll have manager of the worker. To manager level. Okay. So we have just a sample report like this with all this information right here you can use. Right. Then what we're going to do is now we'll start creating our calculated fields. Okay. So whenever we are creating a calculated field, it's going to ask us which business object that this calculated field should be available on, right? Right now, if you're trying to create a calculated field to be displayed on worker, right? If you want the calculated field is using the objects based on worker, you would use worker as your business object on the calculated field. Right? And then give it a name. Yeah. Before giving it a name, we need to identify what function is our calculated field. So what is a function here? Function is like how do I put it? Function is like set of different calculated field functions. It is like if you're doing addition, subtraction, whatever it is, right? So it is like any other that if you're doing a calculated field function, so you can pick from any of these functions, and each function has its own job. So let's start with something related to text functions. Okay. So if you see, you have concatenate text here. Okay. Let's start with text. That's only text right now. So we have concatenate text. CF, I would say CP as in concatenate text. So just to follow some naming conventions here. Worker as your primary business object. Legal name. Cool. Okay. So you want to create this calculated field, just click OK. Use the function called concatenate text. Like the name of the cal field suggests, it is just a concatenation of two or three different fields, right? So you can say combine legal first name. And if you want to add, you can also add that middle name. Okay. So you're basically adding a text field. So what is this function does is concatenates a series of text fields together. So it's going to add multiple text fields together and create a calculated field for us. So I'm just going to click OK. I'm going to use this text field in this report. Use it right after. Okay. Worker legal name full. And I'm going to only get workers that are active. I don't want to report to run a lot. Take a lot of time to run. Okay. Right. So we use that calculated field that we built on worker object right here in the report. Just click OK. You can quickly run it. And you would see this is doing nothing but adding your first name plus last name. And if there is any middle initial or middle name, it's going to add that. I don't change anything right here, but it's going to add that. Right. But if you observe, I mean, there's no space, right? It's not a good format anyways. So you can also add spaces. So if you go back to your calc field, you go ahead and edit that calculated field. Yes. And then add after first name, you can add space, single space. Single space is on global object. You just to insert a single space character into the string built upon the concatenate calculated function. It does not actually return a space, but it is used as proxy. So the users can use same interface for inserting a space as many other characters. I think it should give us a single space that we need. Click OK. Let's refresh your report. And you should see the space here. You might observe multiple spaces here because you have you're missing up that middle initial or middle name. So probably why. But anyways, that is how you can use other calculated fields or other fields in there. So this is nothing but a concatenate text, right? So let's go with a different one now. So on the same worker object, let's look for convert text to number is more like let's show you that. So when you look at this field right here, so employee ID is a text field, right? But when you run it, you are typically seeing numbers out there, right? Because in this tenant, employee IDs are in the format of a number, right? But the field itself is a text field. So the output it's going to give is always text, right? But if you want to convert the text into a number, let's say if you want to do some calculations with your employee ID, usually you won't, but example I got. So we can do that using this convert. Converts a text field into a numeric field. So let's pick employee ID. There's nothing there, return 0. If the employee ID is blank, return 0. If an employee ID. So yeah, in this case, you don't really care about it, but you just put it out there. It'll just return 0 if an employee ID is blank. Right. So what this calculated field is doing is going to give the same employee ID. Oh, not this. Okay. So this is now a numeric field. You see the hash there? Now a numeric field, and I just click OK, and I'll refresh my report output. You're typically seeing it in the numeric format, right? Before zeros are invalid, typically, so you just see 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it is. Right? That is, and you can use this field in arithmetic calculations or in any other calculations you need, or even comparisons, right? Greater than, less than. But anyways, let's do format text. I'm going to use format text function. Format text typically converts your text field into a proper case, uppercase, or a lowercase. I would go for a proper case. You know what proper case is? The first letter in a word is small. I mean, in an entire sentence, the first letter is a small character, and the rest of the sentence starts with a capital character, right? It is used mostly in a Java. It is used in Java coding. Proper case. This is an example of a proper case. Yeah. Oh, each of the first letters in every word is capitalized. Okay. Right click case is different. Okay. A proper case means each of the word in a sentence is typically capitalized. I'm gonna use proper case. Anyways, these guys are all like that only right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use uppercase. Okay. In the source field, instead of selecting full legal name, I'll use my calculated field that I created, right? I can use my concatenate text full legal name, right? That is this calculated field right here. I'm going to use that as my source field and convert that into an uppercase, right? So these are nothing but calculated fields on top of calculated fields, right? So this calculated field is created on top of this full legal name concatenate text, right? If you see this where used button when you look at a calculate function, calculated field, once you use it in the report, use it in the report. Yeah. Once you use it in the report, let's say in this case, this concat text, it's where used. It is used in a report, and it is also used within a calculated field as well. I've used this in the format text, right? So I'm going to go to format text. This is our format text, and it's where used. It is now reporting. It is used directly in a report, so it's going to show me the report. So this where used function actually helps us a lot when you have a calculated field and you want to know where it is used or how it is used. Also, in some cases, some people might have. If I remove this field from this report, this calculator is doing nothing. It's like a non-used calculated field, right? So you can see if it is not being used in any report, you can delete it if you want. One other way is one other way also is go to actions of your calculated field. You go to calculated field and say view calculation hierarchy. This will give you all the calculation hierarchy, like sets of calculated fields within one each other. And then it will tell you what fields are being used. And what is the you can also see the calculation here itself. So this is the calculation hierarchy of a calculated field. So when we have a nested calculated field and you want to see from its top to bottom, you can go by hierarchy and you can drill it down. Quickly run. My format text converts everything from this field into an uppercase, right?
Krishna, while creating a calculated field based on another calculated field, suppose that the other calculated field has data source for which the current user doesn't have right permissions. So can he still use that calculated field in his new calculated field?
So there is no access on a calculated field, right? The access is derived from a workday delivered field. I mean, the access right now, let's see in this calculated field, I don't have access to this. I don't have to have access to this calculated field. It's just a field out there. The security is driven by these fields that are inside, that are workday delivered fields, right? My legal name, first name, last name. These fields have the security. Right? If you have access to the security, even though you use this, you don't have access to this field in the first place, you can still see this calculated field on the worker object. But when you do it, it's not going to return you any data because it's not going to find this new, I mean, this first name, last name, and a middle name because the worker who is running it do not have that access. Does that answer your question, or think
Yeah,
about something else?
yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Krishna, quick question on the calculated function. So I can only use one function for every calculated field. Is that true? I cannot have multiple functions on the same calculated field.
Yes. No, you can only use one function for calculated field.
If I want to use multiple, then I need to create one.
You will get it.
Okay.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
so you'll get there. You'll also ask me a question: why I have to create so many calculated fields in just to add two variables or two things? But yeah, you can only do one function per calculated field. So when you're building something, let's say you have, I mean, once we go into more calculated fields, you'll create a lot of nested calculated fields, like calculated fields within calculated fields and all stuff, right? So in that case, you're creating a lot of calculated fields to just print something out there, but it has to be one calculated field per function. It's a radio button.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Concatenate text, I think it's pretty straightforward anyway. Format text is done. One other important thing that we have to discuss is with some other important things are substring text. Right? Let's all know what substring is. Worker, sphere, substring, legal name. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. Text field. What text field I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use my calculator field. That type field. CFPT. Well, and the substring. What a substring means? It returns a portion of text based on the substring type selected. Right? You have a substring type here. You can say after a delimiter, before a delimiter, between two delimiters, or a fixed position. Right? So if you pick after a delimiter, you can say after the space, give me only values after initial space. So you will probably get a last name. Or you can say, give me a fixed position. In this case, what is your starting character? Your starting character is numeric. Let's say my starting character is 2. And then I want it to be 8 characters in that. Not 8, 7, just 8. Okay. Click OK. Let's put it out here on our report. Just gonna publish it. So it's starting with our second character. It's excluding the first letter, and it's starting with our second character. It's giving you entire. It's basically giving you 8 characters. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. There are 2 spaces in here in between because we included 2 spaces. 1 before the middle name, 1 after the middle name. Right. So 2 spaces plus 3. So total 8. Yeah. That is your substring text. If you want to do it after space, after the delimiter, you can do it at that. Do that as well. So I'm just editing the calcul back. Instead of fixed position, I'll say after delimiter, and I would give a space. Single space again. Same thing. Direction, forward or backward. I would pick forward. Click OK, and then just press it. So from forward, after your delimiter, you got down. Okay. That's an easy substring. Then let's go for something next.
Krishna, will the Workday enforces the function and the field type? Like an example, if I take substring text, then will it only allow only text fields in my?
Yeah. Yes. So let's see. In this case, we're going to use text length, right? I'm going to use my CS text, or I can use my CS substring. Let's see if our substring is really a character length. So returns the number of characters in a text or a single instance field. So in this case, it's going to look both for a text and or a single instance field. If you look for all, you would see a lot of single instances. Like you can directly look for a position, single instance, and then give the count of what the position syntax has. I mean, the position value has, right? Or you will see text fields, but you will not see numeric fields or date fields in this. Okay. But yes, it will enforce us. You can't add a numeric. I mean, that is why you have a convert text to number, right? So when you have a number, you can do arithmetic calculations, you can do comparisons and everything, right? When you have a number tied up as a text field like employee ID or something else, national ID or something else, right? You will not be able to do any numeric calculations with that unless you format or change the text type into a numeric type using the calculator function. So you have your text length as 5, 5, 7, whatever it is, right? So one other important calculation in text is last one. Worker starting with text constant. So why do we need text constant? Worker why do we need text constant, right? Let's say you want to do a concatenate text, right? Let's go back to a concatenate text real quick here. Environment text, this one. And you want to add, instead of space, you want to add a separator like tilde or something like this, right? You don't find it directly as work-related object, right? What if you want to do it? You can do it, right? That's why you create a text constant. You can create a text constant like tilde. All its job is just give you tilde. Or you can write whatever text you want here. String tilde right now. Okay, and then I'm going to use it here. And here. Click OK. And if you refresh my report, these spaces are going to change into tildes. You have two tildes, right? So if you want something that is not a field, that is not available in Workday, if you want a constant value, you have to create text constant, right? Simple, right? Until now, no questions. I mean, text cal fields are pretty straightforward. Okay. Similar to text constant, we have numeric constant. Just the same job. Here, numeric constant worker. Open. Same guy. Assigns a numeric constant to a field. Usually, we'll put numbers here, but I just want to try whether it will even take. No, not taking. Oh, it's not taking. Cool. Workday is restricting us to enter any alpha characters within this. I can do a number only. So if you want to say, last time when I was searching for 8, I tried to find 8, but 87, I couldn't find 87, right? So you can directly give 87 here. So this value is is always 87. If you want to do something with that, you can do something with that later, right? Not going to display that. The next function you're going to see is numeric constant format number. Same thing. Similar to text constant, it's going to format the number into those millions or whatever number format you want, right? I'm going to do a base pay. I'll take a field total base pay. And I can format it into any of these numbers. If you want multiple decimals, if I want to have it until 7 or 8 decimal points, and you're going to use it. You're going to use it format. Or you want to display it in case. Or whatever case. Millions. If you want to display it in case thousands, sorry. Okay. And if you want to display it in millions, you pick this format. Let's try to display our thing in case. Okay, let's do it. Show blank 1 0. Let's show blank 1 0. I want to show the currency symbol also. Okay, click OK. I'm going to go back to my report, add total base pay and this calculate field and compare them both. And if you observe, this one now is a text field, right? The cal field that we have created is a text field. It says in the description, format the numeric field as a text field. See, error occurred during the request to calculate field. Ding, 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 format number. The field being determined is something wrong. So what happened? should display total page. So what is this error? Error during request to calculate field. Format number calculate isn't an invalid text format or something. Somebody have some. Let's try something simple first, and then we'll go back from here. This worked. Don't show any different. What happened to my million? Try this. Don't throw me an error. Throw me an error. I don't think it is taking it. If I do this, I'm rounding up everything to non-decimals. And it should also take this. Otherwise, something is blocking it. Maybe worker has zero compensation or something, which is making this field into like not calculating, not formatting it out. Good program. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal anyway. If you won't use millions and everything, you're building indication. The next thing you're gonna look for is the format number. Okay, one other thing. Submit calculate. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add two different fields, two different numeric fields. Calculate the value of a numeric or currency field using simple methods, subtraction, multiplication, or division. If you want to round it, you can round it to the nearest whatever you want to round it to. I'll round it to the nearest 2.25. Return 0 on error. If your calculation is returning as error, it will automatically return 0. When do you get an error in an arithmetic calculation? If you try to divide something by 0, you'll definitely get an error, right? In that case, you throw a 0 instead of an error. The first thing I'm going to use is total base pay, as is. I'm going to use an operator of multiply, and I'm going to do our employee ID calculate text format, right? What is our employee ID? I'm going to multiply it with this. I'm going to add some brackets as well here. So I'm going to open a close the brackets here. And I'm going to divide it by, let's say, 1200. So 100. I don't have 1200. So how do I get 1200? I'm going to go back, create a calculate quickly. We have 1200. I can pick a global or a worker object. I'm going to say global for this. And then you would do what? Numeric constant. Right? You'd get 1200. Click OK. And then go back to your printer, search 1200, you got your 1200, right? Okay. Just click OK, and then we're going to test the arithmetic calculation out. Right. Done. So it's gonna do this for me. It's gonna take my total base pay, divide it by, multiply it with 1, divide with 100. It's gonna give me this. I'll just go down. You see bigger numbers. Sorted. Just a second. It has a bigger employer. So that's simple numeric calc field functions. Any questions until now? Text and numeric functions.
Krishna, should I always create a calculated field even for 12 or 13, whatever number, if it is only used once also? In this case, you created one for dividing it by 12, right, or something?
1200. I created one for 1200. Let's say in this case, you're looking for, instead of 1200, you're looking for 12. You might find it. Workday already delivered some. Right? Workday did not deliver all the numbers. You probably won't find, probably will find 25. Yeah, probably will find 27. So it's also there. I don't know. 99 is not there. I mean, if you want a number and it's not there, you don't have any option. You have to create it.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, otherwise, how would you create that calculation, right?
Yeah, I was thinking I can give value here straightforward. Do I have that option? That's the question I had.
No, not with this calculate functions. No.
Krishna, on variables that you are defining, calc fields that you are defining, one of them you created with the global, the other one you're going after business object worker. What's the scope of that? If it is a business object worker, then it has to be within worker?
Yeah, usually 90% of the fields that are built on worker will stay on worker. Like, I mean, if a calc field is built on worker, it will definitely be on a worker. You'll not be able to find the same calculated field on a different object position or something, right? Whereas global is just a business object that is available, that's typically linked to all other business objects also. So you can find something that is built on global in any other objects. I mean, that being said, you can't create a position ID on a global, right? Positions linked to worker. So it has to come from worker or a position. Right? You can create a position ID function or a position ID calculated field on a global thing. Right? Other than that, global has links to probably all of the business objects.
My question is more on worker object. You started building the report based on the worker object, and you're creating these calculated fields on worker object. So obviously, your report, you can access all these fields that you're creating. But let's say if worker was a related business object for some other object, then can that 1200 be used on those? That's my question.
Yeah, let's do one thing. Let's go back to our report. Let's do edit. I'm looking for 1200, right, on the worker object. I could find 1200 on the worker object. Same thing, I'm gonna go for the position. I should be able to find my 1200 function there. It's the same field because it's on a global. It's typically shared with every business object.
That's global, but we are concerned about the. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying if let's say if we build something on a position direct, we do text thing here and then do the text constant. You will be able to find it on position for sure. I think you will not be able to find it on worker. Oh, this is ours. Don't say it's ours. No, it's not ours. Okay, I should have named it differently. This is our calculate name, so I'm gonna we found it on position, but you'll not be able to find the same thing on a worker because the calculator field is built on a position object. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm trying to see. So if it is defined on worker, it's only accessible from a worker business object, but not other related business objects. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, I just got it. Like any of these calculate field, CFTT, worker legal name, you will not be able to find them. You'll not be able to find them on a position.
Okay.
That's one thing when you build nested cal field, right? You will have to make sure that whatever your primary business object is, your entire calculated field is returning value associated with the primary business object. It has to be on that object because if you want to use it on a report, it has to be on that object so you can use it. Next, okay, when are you? Let's do dates. Dates is one of the things. Big dates. Okay, and I have to go worker. That is easier. We have date difference. Hide to term. Let's see hide to term. How many days that the worker is active? Right. My start date is my hide date. My end date is my termination date. Determines the whole number of years, months, or days, or hours, or minutes, or seconds between two dates or times. In this case, we got date. We can give date and time as well if you want to see something in seconds and seconds. Right? I would say instead of months, I want to see how many hours between those dates. Right? Return 0 on error if you can't find it. Any of these fields is not available. Don't error out. Just give me a 0. If you can subtract hide date from termination date, then give me a 0. I'm gonna edit. Close some of this. I'm gonna get his hide date. These guys are not terminated in the first place, so they don't have a term date, so it's still 0. I'm gonna format it, sort it, direction. Oh, you know what? Our
You might have selected
condition. Sorry, our
active
report has
state.
filter
Yeah.
condition. Only active worker. So that will not work. I would say only select inactive. Active status equal to false. Now let's see. Still have zeros. People hide and terminated on the same day. Okay, cool. Always, this is your number of hours. Right? If you want to see it in any different format, number of years or number of months, you can still do that. Number of months. That's the difference. You can use any date as long as one date can be subtracted with the other, right? Bill date is one other thing. Bill date, I'm gonna build some combinations. Field type is date and time, date, time zone, and time. You can pick any of it. I'm gonna pick date for now. You can say specific year. I want to say 2022. Come on, 2022. No 2022. If there is no 2022, I have to create one. So I would do numeric constant. But in this case, I'm just giving 2022. You can pick a specific month, or you can extract the month from a date field. I'm going to extract the month from high date. I'm going to extract the day from termination. Right? If any of this is not there and it is erroring out, then return is 0. It's okay. What this is doing is it is capturing year from whatever the field that you give and month from whatever field that you give. Same thing with day. Right? So it is a combination of your termination date, high date, and year you given. Right? It got the 7 from high date, got the 28 from termination date, got the 728 from high date. This is simple formatting. Building a date. If you want to build a date, let's say you want to build the start date. Let's say the starting calendar year of your hire date. Right? So you have your hire date of an employee, and you want to get 1/1/29, 1/1 of that year, like January 1st of the specific year of the hire date of an employee. Right? In that case, what you do is you simply do the same thing. Instead of getting a specific year, you would extract the year from hire date, and then specific month 01 or 1. Come on. Now your report will display the first day of the calendar year of the hire date. Like 1/1/25, 2019, 2011 for these people, right? So that's how when based on your requirements, you'll use the certain calculations to get your job done. Right? Similar to bill date, date constant. I'm not going to go there, but date constant is same like your text constant, numeric constant. It just creates a constant date for you to use. We've looked at date difference, format date, that's a little bit. I'm going to pick a date field. I'm going to pick high date. And format date extracts a part of the date field and formats to a text field. So it's going to return the final output of it is a text. It's not date, right? It's going to be text, but you can print an year, you can print a quarter, you can print a month, day, everything, year and a quarter. We can do year and a quarter, 2 year and a quarter. Also, let's copy this. I'm going to do one more as well. Let's compare both at the same time. And fiscal year and everything possible permutations are here, but there is one last thing, it's called format mark. So if you don't find what you need here, all you can do is click on Format Mask. It will open a new box. Just hover on it. It will show you your valid values in the format mask. So you can write your own date format, right? So for example, if you want Wednesday, 4th July 2021, what is the date, right? So you can do something like EEE, comma, is it the game? D, comma, MMM. Why? CF format. So this should give us in a different format than what we are seeing the high date as is, right? So this is our quarter, year-end quarter. And I'm going to do a CF format. So year-end quarter displaying us the year and the quarter of it. And then format mask displaying us the week, 1st of July 2005 or whatever it is. Right? So that is how you format your date if whatever your requirement is based on your requirement. That left to date format. Lookup date roll-up is different. So increment and decrement. We have to look into this. Like name says, increment and decrement date. You pick a date field, hide date, and you can add, subtract years, you can add, subtract months, you can add, subtract dates. Let's say you want to get a field that gives you 1 month after your hire date. You can do one here, or -1, subtract 1 month. You can do that, and you can add days as well at the same time. So you're gonna add some 20 days to it. So this is incrementing or decrementing date. So you can pick a date field and add the number of days to it or number of years to it. And I think you can, when you pick a date and time, let's pick a date and time. Let's see, completed. Yeah, when you pick a date and time field, it's gonna give you hours, minutes, and seconds also to add and subtract. Okay. I'm gonna just do this. I'm not gonna go with. So that should probably be the last function with dates as well. Let's see if I have one more. I'm gonna use them at the same time. Yeah. Lookup date roll-up, lookup hierarchy, lookup range, and numeric constant, syntax constant. Yep, we have looked all of our numeric text and the final date function right here. It is gonna subtract 1 month, add 20 days to the date. We did it. Any questions so far on these 3 types? We're gonna look at the rest of them in the next session. That will be interesting and it will take long, so we'll do it on the weekend itself.
Did you decide on the class
Okay.
timing?
Should we do Saturday? Anybody, any objections with Saturday? I have something on Sunday, but you guys, please. I would prefer Saturday. Saturday, 2 or 3 p.m. PST.
Two is
You
fine
guys
for
don't
me.
have any
2 p.m.
objections, we can do. Yeah. Do you guys think 2 p.m. Pacific is better or 11 a.m. Pacific? Because evenings people might have plans, so I would rather finish it off in the morning and we have the weekend. I can do 11 a.m. as well, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Can we do 10 a.m. Pacific?
10 a.m.
Yeah.
10?
12 Central.
Okay. You can do it. Yeah, 12 Central and 1 EST, lunchtime EST. No objections. If you have any objections, just let us know. We'll find some other slot. Otherwise, it is 10 a.m. told. Okay, we're going to use the same link, 10 a.m. I'm going to post it in the group as well. So people who.
So are you posting the recording as well, Krishna?
The recording should be up already. Should.
Yeah, the other thing is, do you have documentation?
Recordings are already up. What do you mean by documentation?
Reporting kind of questions or anything.
Okay, what I can do is I don't have any documentation per se, but long back, like probably 3 years back, I've taken a copy of Community, the documentation, Workday documentation. Give me 1 second. Let me try to pull it up. Maybe pause sharing. I'm gonna stop recording.